Hey everyone. Did you have one of those days where you just should have stayed in bed? Well, for me, that's today. I thought I'd just shot a video showing you how I've got these two wires in, and it turns out that I hadn't deleted the last two videos from my card, and the card's full, and I actually managed to video about 3 seconds of it because I didn't check because I'm an idiot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the process again, but on the starboard wing. So since last time you saw it, the model itself has been assembled. As you can see, I've left off the propeller and the undercarriage. That's just to make it easier for me to handle while I'm rigging. It's got a light coat of paint on it. That's just so that the thread that I'm using shows up nice and clearly, so you can see what I'm doing. Now, the first thing that you do once you've got it assembled, because you've got glue floating around and sanding dust, that kind of thing, is quickly just to re-drill the holes. Re-drill the holes that you've got in there, just to make sure that they're nice and clear. I've already done this once, but because I didn't film it, I'm going to do it again. It's very exciting, isn't it? Obviously I used the same size drill bit. I'm only going to bother with the starboard wing because I've already started rigging the port wing because I'm an idiot. Now, you will get some burrs come off on the underside. Just scrape them away with your fingertip, that'll do. And then at that point we're then ready to do some rigging. The thread I use is just cheap nylon thread that I got from John Lewis out of their sewing department. It's not sewing thread obviously, but that's where it's come from. They do a clear one as well. I'm using the dark one on this so that it shows up clearly against the colour of the aircraft. So all I do is cut a length, obviously far too long, but that's what I want, and with some tweezers grab hold of it firmly. I'm going to do the same ones that I've done this side but on this side. So all I'm going to do is thread it through one hole where it comes through the lower wing, in between the wings, grab it again, thread it through the lower wing and grab it, pull it through. Now, bulldog clips or any kind of clamp really will do. Just clamp it on one end and one on the other end of the thread, and there we go. That's now secure. Because I've got two cables running from two separate holes at the top to a single hole at the bottom, before I can apply glue to this hole I need to get the other line running through it. So all I'm going to do is cut another length of line, again, whoops, missed it, again too long, use the tweezers, feed it through the upper wing, grab it on the underside and feed it through the same hole as the other line on the lower wing, pull it through, clamp and clamp. Oops. There we go. Now hopefully this will, you can now see you've got the two lines running from upper to lower wing. Now it's just a case of gluing it in place. Obviously I'm using super glue. It's just cheap stuff from the pound shop. That's, you know, it does the job. I'll squeeze some super glue out onto disposable piece of plastic. This comes off of a pack of locusts that Dusty, our bearded dragon, eats, and then with a cocktail stick scrape some up and smear it around the holes. I'll do this first, just to, now that won't take long to go off. Which is good, so I'll just leave that for a minute. while that's doing that, I'll just let you look at it because it's terribly interesting. Right, so that should be long enough for it to go off. So all I'm going to do is get my thread stuck around my scissors. All I'm going to do is just trim those top two. So now, as you can see, it's stuck already because it's supporting the weight of these. So, supporting the weight of these two. So all I'll do, move them so they're hanging around the sides so they're not in my way. Again, scrape up a wee bit more glue, whack it around the hole. Some of it will inevitably go into the hole and hold the thread firm inside the wing itself. That's what I'm after. And then while it's just drying, keep it elevated so that the tension, so the weight of these keeps tension on the lines between the wings. Give that a couple of minutes. Well, not even that really, that'll do. Just trim them off to one side, and something stuck on there. What's that? A bit of fluff, I'll get that later. So now, hopefully, you can see I've got two lines running from the upper wing down to the same hole in the lower wing. And that's basically how I do my rigging. I will go through the same process with the other cables on the wings. What I'll do, well, obviously what I'm going to need to do once the glue is completely cured is to slice off with a knife, sand it. May need some filler, it may not. It normally does. It doesn't bother me. Filling and sanding